Hello, and welcome. You are listening to Mr. Z English. I am very happy you are here with me today. Take a slow breath, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Relax your shoulders. Relax your hands. You are safe here. You are welcome here. You do not need to hurry. You do not need to be perfect. You are learning, step by step. Today, we will talk about a very useful topic. A topic from daily life. A topic you can use almost everywhere. Shopping and asking for prices. This is something we all do. At a market, at a shop, at a mall, at a small store, at a big store. Maybe you already know some English words. Maybe you feel shy to speak. That is okay. That is normal. Today, I will speak slowly. I will speak clearly. I will use simple words. Short sentences. You can just listen, or you can repeat quietly. No pressure, no stress. We will go slowly. We will repeat important sentences. We will build confidence. Alright, let us begin. Now imagine something simple. You are outside. You walk into a shop. The door opens. You step in clothes, or shoes, or bags, or food. A shopkeeper looks at you. They smile. They say, hello. Or, sometimes they say, can I help you? This is a very common sentence. Can I help you? It means, do you need help? You can answer in many easy ways. If you are just looking, you can say, just looking. Listen again. Just looking. This sentence is very useful. You can also say, just looking, thank you. That is polite. If you want help, you can say, yes, please. Or, yes, I am looking for something. Now, let us practice slowly. The shopkeeper says, can I help you? You say, just looking. Good. Or you say, yes, please. Both are fine. Now, imagine you see something you like. A shirt, a jacket, a pair of shoes. You touch it. You look at it. You want to know the price. This is very important. Asking for the price. There is one very simple question. How much is this? Listen carefully. How much is this? This is one of the most important shopping sentences. You can use it again and again. You point to the item. You say, how much is this? That is all. If there are many items, you can say, how much are these? But you do not need to worry too much now. How much is this? Is enough. Now, the shopkeeper answers. They say, it is $10. Or, it's 20. Or, it is £5. They may say the price quickly. Do not worry. If you do not understand, you can ask again. You can say, sorry. Or, sorry, how much? This is okay. Now, let us slow down and practice. You say, how much is this? The shopkeeper says, it is $20. You listen. You nod. Now, you can react. If the price is okay, you can say, okay. Or, that's fine. If the price is high, you can say nothing. Just smile. Now, let us learn another useful sentence. If you want to know the price before touching, you can ask, how much does it cost? Listen again. How much does it cost? This sentence is also very common. How much is this? How much does it cost? Both are good. Choose one you like. Now imagine you like the item. You want to buy it. You can say, I would like this, please. Listen. I would like this, please. Very polite. Very simple. You can also say, I'll take it. I'll take it. This means, I want to buy it. Now imagine you want to try something. Clothes. Shoes. You can ask, can I try this on? Listen slowly. Can I try this on? This is very useful in clothing shops. If the shopkeeper says yes, they may say, sure. Or, yes. They may show you a room. Now, imagine the size is wrong. Too big. Too small. You can say, do you have this in a bigger size? Listen again. Do you have this in a bigger size? Or, do you have this in a smaller size? You do not need to say it fast. Slow is good. Now, let us talk about colors. Sometimes you like the item, but not the color. You can ask, do you have this in blue? Or, do you have this in black? Very simple. Now, let us slow down and repeat some key sentences. Listen. Can I help you? Just looking. How much is this? How much does it cost? I would like this. Please. I'll take it. Can I try this on? These sentences are your friends. Now, let us imagine a small conversation. The shopkeeper says, hello. Can I help you? You say, just looking. You walk around. You see a shirt. You ask, how much is this? The shopkeeper says, it is $15. You say, okay. You think. You say, I would like this, please. Very nice. Now, let us talk about markets. Street markets. Local markets. The language is similar, but sometimes more relaxed. You walk to a stall. You see fruits, vegetables, clothes. You want to ask the price. You say, how much is this? Or, how much are these? You point. The seller tells you the price. Sometimes, in markets, people bargain. They ask for a lower price. But do not worry. You do not have to bargain. If you want, you can try one simple sentence. You can say, can you give a discount? Listen slowly. Can you give a discount? Or, is there a discount? This is optional. Only if you feel comfortable. If not, that is okay. Now, imagine you do not want to buy. You can say, thank you, and walk away. That is polite. Now, let us talk about buying more than one thing. If you want 2 items, you can say, I would like 2 of these. Listen. I would like 2 of these. You can use your fingers to help. That is okay. Now, let us talk about money. The shopkeeper may ask, cash or card? Listen again. Cash or card? This means, how do you want to pay? You can answer, cash, or, card. Very simple. Sometimes they say, do you want a bag? You can say, yes, please. Or, no thank you. Now, let us slow down again. Take a breath. You are doing well. Shopping English is not hard. It is about simple questions. Simple answers. Now let us talk about supermarkets. Big stores. You walk in. You take a basket. Or a cart. You walk around. You pick items. Usually prices are on the shelf. But sometimes you are not sure. You can ask a worker. You say, excuse me. Listen. Excuse me. This is a polite way to get attention. Then you say, how much is this? Or, where can I find this? But today, we focus on prices. Now let us imagine you are at the cashier. You put your items down. The cashier says, hello. You say, hello. They scan the items. They say the total price. They may say, that's $25. You listen. You pay. They may say, do you need a receipt? A receipt is the paper. You can say, yes, please. Or, no, thank you. Now, let us repeat some calm sentences again. Listen slowly. Excuse me. How much is this? I would like this. Cash or card? Thank you. These words make shopping easy. Now, I want you to imagine yourself shopping in English. You walk slowly. You breathe. You smile. You speak calmly. You do not rush. You do not worry about mistakes. People understand you. That is important. Now, let us do a longer example together. Listen carefully. You walk into a shop. The shopkeeper says, hello. Can I help you? You say, just looking. You see a jacket. You ask, how much is this? The shopkeeper says, it's $30. You say, okay. You touch the jacket. You say, can I try this on? The shopkeeper says, yes. You try it. You like it. You say, I'll take it. The shopkeeper says, cash or card? You say, card. You pay. You say, thank you. Perfect. Now let us slow down again. This chapter is about feeling comfortable, not about learning many words. Comfort comes first. Confidence comes slowly. You are doing great. We will continue from here. Stay calm. Stay relaxed. Chapter 2. Keep listening. You are still in the shop. You are calm. You are relaxed. Now, let us continue with more real shopping situations. Sometimes, you see a price tag, but you are not sure. Maybe the price is old. Maybe the price is for something else. You can still ask. You can say, "Is this the price?" Listen again. Is this the price? Very simple. Very clear. The shopkeeper may say, "Yes," for, "No. That is the old price." If they say another price, listen calmly. If you do not understand, it is okay. You can say, "Sorry," or, "Can you say it again, please?" These are polite sentences. Now, let us talk about discounts again. In some shops, there are sales. You see a sign. It says, "Sale," or, "Discount." You can ask, "Is this on sale?" Listen, "Is this on sale?" That is all. The shopkeeper may say, "Yes, it is on sale," or, "No, not today." Now, sometimes you want to know the final price. You want to be sure. You can ask, "Is this the final price?" Listen slowly. Is this the final price? This is useful in markets. Now, let us talk about returning items. Maybe you buy something. Later, you change your mind. You can ask before buying. You can say, "Can I return this?" Listen again. Can I return this? The shopkeeper may say yes or no. Both are okay. Now, let us move to another situation. Buying food in small shops. A bakery, a fruit shop, a small grocery store. You walk in. You see bread. You see fruit. You point and say, "How much is this?" If you want a certain amount, you can say, "1 kilo, please." Or, "2 apples, please." Very simple. Now, let us talk about numbers. Do not worry about big numbers. If the price is big, just listen. You can always ask again. You can say, "Sorry, how much?" People understand. Now, imagine you are buying clothes again. You want to compare prices. You see 2 shirts. You can ask, "How much is this one?" And then, "How much is that one?" This helps you choose. Now, let us slow down and repeat some helpful sentences. Listen. Is this the price? Is this on sale? Is this the final price? Can I return this? How much is this one? Good. Now, let us talk about online shopping. Just a little. Sometimes you shop online. You see the price. But you want to ask something. You can message the seller. You can write, "How much is this?" Or, "Is there a discount?" Simple words are fine. Now, let us return to real-life shops. You are at the counter. The shopkeeper tells you the total price. They say, "That's $40. You listen. You may say, "Okay." They ask, "Cash or card?" You answer. You pay. They give you change. They may say, "Here you go." You say, "Thank you." Always say thank you. It is kind. It is friendly. Now, sometimes the shopkeeper says, "Do you need help with anything else?" You can say, "No, thank you." That is polite. Now, let us do another full example. Listen slowly. You walk into a shoe shop. The shopkeeper says, "Hello, can I help you?" You say, "Yes, please. I am looking for shoes." You see a pair you like. You ask, "How much are these?" The shopkeeper says, "They are $50. You say, "Okay." You ask, "Can I try these on?" You try them. They fit. You say, "I'll take them." The shopkeeper says, "Cash or card?" You say, "Cash." You pay. You say, "Thank you." Very good. Now, let us slow down again. Shopping English is about feeling safe. You do not need long sentences. You do not need perfect pronunciation. You need calm. You need simple words. Now, Let us repeat the most important idea. If you remember only one question, remember this. How much is this? This question opens the door. Now, imagine yourself in a new country. You walk into a shop. You hear English. You feel a little nervous. But then you remember. You breathe. You smile. You say, "How much is this?" And the conversation begins. That is confidence. Now let us end with one last calm example. Listen. You are in a market. You see a bag. You ask, "How much is this?" The seller says, "It's 20. You say, "Okay." You think. You say, "I'll take it." The seller smiles. You pay. You say, "Thank you." Simple, natural, real. Now, take a slow breath. You did very well today. Learning English is not about learning fast. It is about learning gently. A little every day. Listening. Repeating. Feeling comfortable. If you practice shopping English, that is great. If you only listen today, that is also great. Every small step counts. Thank you for spending this calm time with me. This was Mr. Z English. Be kind to yourself. Keep learning slowly. And I will see you again very soon. Goodbye.